decades. In other words, they've been here for a long
We're
time.
joining Trump live in
First
Kentucky.
Logistics. First Logistics. Good company. Just met a lot of the people that run it. They're good people. They love you. They love you, actually. If they didn't, I wouldn't be here, probably. I don't think I'd be here. If they didn't love you, I'd walk off this stage right now. With your help, this family-owned business has risen from a small trucking operation into a juggernaut of warehousing, packaging, one of the biggest, transportation, all these big labels they put on. But I'll tell you, America's favorite brands right here. And this has been an unbelievable group of people that built this wonderful company. And I want to thank them very much. It's an honor.
Yeah. Also, Kentucky Fried Chicken is a favorite brand.
And like the people of Kentucky, you do it with skill and precision and pride, using equipment stamped with those beautiful words, made in the USA. Do you remember? Made in the USA. We're putting it all over the place. And we're making more and more things in the USA, more than we ever had. More people are working today in the USA than at any time in the history of our country.
True.
And by the way, do we have a great military? The best. Better than any military in the world by far. I didn't know that we're going to have to be showing it off so much, to be honest with you. I built it in my first term. We built this military, and I didn't know that we'd have to use it quite as much as we're using it, but we're using it well, and there's no better military. There's nobody even close, so we're very proud of it. So we have in this company 2,600 employees, and they pour out their sweat and their soul into shipping the products America knows and loves, and they're doing more business than they've ever done before. And thanks to the record-setting tax cuts that we passed in the great, big, beautiful bill, biggest tax cuts in the history of our country, tax cuts. You know, as I grew up, I'd watch politicians, and I'd always hear that, we're going to cut your taxes, cut your taxes. This is the first group of opponents. It's the first group, the Democrats. They're always saying, we're going to raise your taxes. Historically, a politician has to. Ideally, you're going to follow through. But you have to say, we're cutting taxes. They say, we're going to raise taxes. They were going to give you, if they won, Kamala and Joe, Sleepy Joe. But
Dodged a
they were
bullet.
going to raise your taxes more than any. It was the biggest tax increase in the history of our country. And I kept saying, are they really saying this? I don't know. What do I know about politics? I haven't been doing it that long. But they were going to give you the biggest tax cut. And now again, the midterms are coming. They want to raise your taxes higher than you've ever had before. We have to win. The midterms are going to be very, very important to keep it going. But thanks to the tax cuts, which are record-setting, we passed the great, big, beautiful bill. And I'm pleased to report that Verse Logistics is investing more than $10 million into expanding its operations this year, right here, $10 million. And you're buying brand new tractor trailers and opening up warehouses in 2 additional states, Texas and North Carolina. And that's what it's all about. And that's why we did it. And with the help of our tax cuts, all of those trucks and warehouses and equipment purchases, everything that we're doing, and everything that you see in this country that's being built, you get what's called expensing, meaning a deduction in the first year. 1 year, it's the bit. Now, to a lot of people, that doesn't mean. To me, it means something else. It means jobs. That's why we have so many jobs, the best jobs ever. Perhaps most importantly to the workers here today, I'm pleased to report that the great, big, beautiful bill also delivers no tax on overtime.
I don't know what happened to my screen.
Whoever thought that was going to happen?
Happy
That
St.
means
Patrick's
every
Day.
extra hour you work, your overtime pay is now 100% tax-free. You have no tax. Remember that when you go and vote, because the Democrats want to end it. So you take home 20 or 30% more to those beautiful children or whoever the hell you're bringing it home to. Okay, I don't know who you're bringing it home to. I don't want to know. That's not my business, although it could be interesting. After so many years of politicians who sold out the working men and women of our country, we finally have a president who puts American workers first. With us today are the front row Joes. You know, they have followed me. What are you up to? About 350 rallies, right? 350 rallies. I don't know what the hell they do. I don't know where they get their money, but they follow me a lot. We have a lot of people. They just like a tour, but they're front row Joes. They're like professionals at getting on the front row. Thank you. And there's a lot of them too. Thank you very much. Great honor. So a short time ago, under a man named Sleepy Joe Biden, has anyone heard of him? Has anyone heard of him? How about Barack Hussein Obama?
Boo.
He went to Jesse Jackson's funeral. He spoke, and it was like a political hit job. And the family of Jesse Jackson got angry as hell at him because they understand they hated each other. You know, he was there. But I loved watching that. That was so. The family goes outside and they start screaming at him. A short time ago, under Biden and his allies in Congress, we were dead as a doornail. We were a dead country, I'll tell you. And it looked like we weren't going to come back. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. This is the hottest country anywhere in the world.
I'm just doing a
It's
thumbnail
powerful
while we're
military.
doing the intro remarks here.
The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election, all time. And the typical American's 401k is up by almost $35,000 since I took office. And in 4 years, Joe Biden got less than $1 trillion of new investment into the United States. So think of this. $1 trillion over a period of much less, over a period of 4 years. We got $18 trillion. And Jake Paul knows what that means. $18 trillion in 11 months, because they haven't calculated the 12 months. So we have 18 trillion in 11 months. Say in a year, what difference does it make compared to substantially less than 1 trillion in 4 years? You would say they didn't do a good job, Jake. I didn't ask Jake who he voted for, but I don't think it was Kamala. I don't think so. I think your whole reputation would be shot if you said, oh, I voted for Kamala. That would be the end of your whole career, Jake. But here in the heartland of America, you're already seeing the results of what we've done. I just came from Thermo Fisher Scientific in Reading, Ohio, right across the way. The great American company that's investing $2 billion in domestic manufacturing, all because of what we've done with the tariffs and with the deductions and all of the other things that we've done. Ford Motor Company, and by the way, we have more jobs in terms of construction. We're building more factories now in this country than at any time in the history of our country. More factories are being built.
Thumbs up if you support Trump.
And Ford Motor Company, a good old staple, has announced a $2 billion assembly plant in Louisville, Kentucky, which will support more than 2,200 Kentucky jobs. And I was with Ford the other day. I was in Detroit, and Bill Ford, the head of it, he had an advantage over everybody else in getting the job, but that's okay. He was born Ford, but he was showing me a plant that was built in like 1914, very old, one of the biggest plants in the country, but one of the oldest. And they were getting ready to shut it down a year and a half ago. And then he heard Trump was running, and he sort of said, let's wait. So they were getting ready to shut it down. It was on minimal time It was just a question of time, but he said, let's wait.
Thank you.
And he waited. And they just announced 2 weeks ago that they're now going to run 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, building the Ford 150. Big difference. It's a big difference. That's a big difference. You shut it down or you run 24 hours a day. And they're doing a good job. Apple, a great company, $2.5 billion to manufacture 100% of the glass for iPhones and Apple Watches right here in Kentucky factories, all being made. And Apple's spending $650 billion on new plants all over the United States. Think of that.
This is the White House
Who the hell
feed.
else could have done this? Nobody else. Nobody else. I say it kiddingly, but I'm actually not kidding. Nobody else could. He's done a good job, Tim Cook. But $650 billion. Think of it. And just 2 days ago, GE Aerospace, they're doing phenomenally, announced a $1 billion investment in American manufacturing, including $115 million right across the river in the Queen City, Cincinnati. I love Cincinnati.
Yeah, we want Massie out. He's going to demolish
jobs,
him.
factories, and new investments are pouring in as they do. We have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a short period of time, including 8,000 brand new construction jobs in Kentucky. Okay? Kentucky. I love the way a real Kentuckian pronounces it, but if I do it, but I love Kentucky. More Americans are working today than any time in history, and that number is going to be, wait till you see the numbers by the end of the year. We did an excursion. You know what an excursion is? We had to take a little trip to get rid of some evil, very evil people. It should have been done for 47 years. They've been killing our people. 47 years.
I'm thrilled with our troops.
47 years. And I can only say this. They were all prepared. They're very strong. You know, they're going to try and take over the whole Middle East. They were going to knock out Israel. They don't know what the hell hit them, right? They don't know.
That's confidence, not apologizing.
They got hit by the American military. They don't know. They say, what the hell is happening? They didn't expect anything like this. To bring down energy costs for American workers and families and businesses like this one, we ended the Green New scam. You know the scam? Greatest scam in American history. Well, maybe the election results of the second election.
Oh.
I would say what was the greater scam, the Green New scam or the 2020 rigged election? I would say the 2020. I think the election. I think the election, but what difference? But the main thing is, we said, get out and vote. We're going to do it again. And we're going to make it too big to rig. And that's what we did. We got the highest vote in history. We didn't need that big. We made it too big to rig. We terminated the insane electric vehicle mandate where you were mandated. And I like electric cars. I think they're great. I like electric cars. I think they're great. I like Elon. Not everybody wants an electric car. And I like them. It's a great product, everything, but they have to have. It's a great product, everything. We ended the mandate. Now you can have gasoline. You can have hybrid. Now you can have whatever the hell you want. You can have electric, whatever.
Let me pause this real quick. We're having some weird audio here.
Private down, and they say electric charging plant, 150 miles up the road.
This is the White House feed, so it's coming directly from the White House. This feed is.
Yes, and America. Clean, beautiful Kentucky call. Clean, Kentucky call. And we're not allowed in the Trump administration. We're not allowed to use the word call without preceding it with two words, clean, beautiful. We say clean, beautiful call.
There we go.
And we had Doug Burgum the other day, Secretary of the Interior, who's great, and Chris Wright, Secretary of Energy. And they were giving a long speech on coal. And I tried to stop them. I was in the audience. They kept saying, clean, beautiful coal, clean, beautiful coal, clean, beautiful. And after about like 40 times, I said, wait a minute, just say coal. It's too much. It's too much. But it's clean, beautiful coal, and it's back, and it's roaring back. You know, it's interesting. China uses a lot of coal. China is very smart. They use coal. What they don't use much of, if at all, are windmills. So they make all the windmills, and they sell that garbage to us. Round and round it goes, keeps losing money. Every time it goes around, it loses $25. That's a lot, you know? And kills a lot of birds. Kills them all.
It's totally
You know,
inefficient.
if you shoot a beautiful bald eagle, they put you in jail for 5 years. Windmills kill them by the thousands. Okay, figure that one out. Last year, I took action to save 74 coal power plants from crushing restrictions and regulations that were putting them out of business, that would have forced them to shut down, including 4 plants we saved right here in Kentucky. And some of the people that work at those plants are here with us now. It's very powerful, and it is now with modern equipment, clean, beautiful, but it's a very powerful fuel. It's very powerful. And if it wasn't, China and some of these other big behemoths would not be using it. They use it because it's powerful, very, very powerful. The wind, you know, you're watching television and you want to watch. And your beautiful wife, our first lady, says, I'm sorry, darling, you can't watch tonight. The wind has gone down and we have. But I want to watch myself on television. I want to watch myself debate. He says, I'm sorry, darling, we have absolutely no energy. There's no wind tonight.
He is so funny.
What a scam. That's a pretty big scam. That's one of the top. I say that's a top 5. It's about 5 that are real beauties. I also announced a lease agreement for $1.5 billion of private sector uranium enrichment facility in Paducah.
Paducah.
Paducah. And as we take decisive action to stop the threat posed by the terrorist regime in Iran with Operation Epic Fury.
Polling 98% with MAGA, Epic Fury.
Is that a great name?
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. Let me tell you, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over.
Yeah.
But we won. But they gave me a list of names of generals. Sir, you can pick the name you'd like, sir. I said, the name of what? The name of the attack on Iran, sir. And they gave me like 20 names. And I'm like falling asleep. I didn't like any of them. Then I see Epic Fury. I said, I like that name.
They knew he'd pick
I
that
like
one.
that name. And my administration, as you know better than anybody, is also working to keep the oil flowing. It's flowing all over. We knocked out, you know, they want to drop some mines. Very friendly people, mines, so boats blow up. And we knocked out as of, you know, every hour I have to change because they knock them out so fast. I've never seen anything. Think of it. They knocked out 54 ships in 2 days, and they're real ships. In fact, I got angry at my people. I said, are they any good? Yeah, they're warships. I said, why the hell did we kill them? Why didn't we just capture them and use them in our Navy? They said they wouldn't have qualified for that. But I got a little upset with my people. I said, why do we have to knock them? And actually, one of my generals said, sir, it's a lot more fun doing it this way. But we knocked out 58 naval ships. We knocked out their Navy, okay? Let's put it that way. But they also knocked out the mine layers. They call them mine layers. They put mines in the water. Lovely job. Isn't that nice? Blow up ships. And we knocked out 31 of them. And, you know, I was very proud of myself. I said, why didn't you use the weapon that we use on the drugs that come in by sea? Do you know that drugs by sea are down 98%?
Yeah.
And I said, that's a hell of a weapon. And they said, well, give it a shot. It worked very well. We've knocked out, I think, 28 or 29.
Yeah, we're done. I'm done with Rand Paul,
They'll
too.
all be gone. By the time I'm finished speaking, they'll be gone. These people work very fast. But I'm pleased to report that earlier today, the International Energy Agency agreed to coordinate the release of a record 400 million barrels of oil from various national petroleum reserves around the world.
Hey, stick
Which
around.
will
We'll cover all
substantially
that.
reduce the oil prices as we end this threat to America and this threat to the world. We don't want to leave early, do we?
Nope.
We got to finish the job, right?
Yep.
Over the past 11 days, our military has virtually destroyed Iran. Tough country. Their air force is gone, totally gone. That took the better part of about 3 hours. They no longer have radar. They don't have anti-aircraft equipment. They don't have anything. Their missiles are down 90%. Their drones are down 85%. We're blowing up the factories where they're made left and right. And frankly, nobody has ever seen anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like what you're witnessing now, and that can include the original killing of Soleimani and al-Baghdadi, two of the worst killers in the world.
Yep.
That I did.
Yep.
As well as Operation Midnight Hammer, where we totally obliterated Iran's nuclear potential. We obliterated it. They don't have nuclear potential. And then after Midnight Hammer, and then we left, we figured that'll be the end of them for a while. But they started again. That's why we got to finish it, right? We don't want to go back every 2 years. And that's because, there'll be someday when you don't have me as president. You'll have perhaps you'll have a weak, pathetic person like we've had in the past, mostly all. Like Barack Hussein Obama, who signed one of the worst deals ever with Iran, where they were going to give up everything. Remember when he filled up a 757 with billions of dollars of cash and sent it to Iran? Billions. People forget that. That's when I realized the presidency is very powerful. When you could put over $1 billion in an airplane and fly it over and give it to a foreign country that's your enemy. How stupid was that? But that deal, the Iran nuclear deal, gave them the right to have a nuclear weapon as of 3 years ago.
Biden and Obama funded.
If I didn't terminate that deal, I terminated it very quickly. If I didn't terminate that deal, they would have had nuclear weapons, and this world would right now be a different place, much different place. Believe me.
Gal Rain is who we're voting for. Massey's
And then
done.
Biden, he came along. He had no clue. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. But what they did was incredible. Everything they did was wrong. Think of it. Afghanistan, Biden, Afghanistan, the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. Embarrassing. 13 dead, but hundreds and hundreds are dead I count both sides. I do. I count both sides. Sorry. But hundreds and hundreds of people dead. And instead of leaving from Bagram, they fled. I hate to even say it. There's no reason. We were in there. I was the one. We're going to get out. We're going to get out with strength and dignity. We're pounding the hell out of them. They didn't like Donald Trump, the Taliban. They would do anything I asked them to do. You know that. And this guy comes in, left all the equipment behind. I said, every piece of equipment will be taken out with us.
Yep.
They said, no, it's better to leave the plane. I said, why is it better? Well, I think it's more cost efficient to leave the plane. No. You got a brand new fighter jet, $150 million. You give it a tank of gas, little jet fuel, and you fly it out. They said, sir, I think it's better to leave the plane. These are the exact opposite generals as we have now. Do we love General Raisin Cane? He's great. But oil prices are already coming back down, and it's going to come down. But we're not leaving until that job is finished, and it's going to be very fast. It's going to be very fast. But we're not going to count on having competent presidents. We have to assume we're going to have incompetent ones, like the one we had last time that couldn't walk off a stage. Remember? He'd finish with a speech. The speech would last about 2 minutes. People would come out, not many, like 2 people. And he'd be finished with the speech, and then he could never find his way off the platform. He'd look around over here. There's so many stairs. Like I have 4 sets of stairs on this platform. Usually they have at least that. He couldn't find, or walking up Air Force One. Now, I know the problem with this, it can happen. You could slip. I could slip. I came downstairs today that was soaking wet. You know, it's a little rainy today.
It's not my whole show. I've got a ton more news, but it's like it's going to come after the speech, which could be an hour and a half, but I've got like 50 tabs open. So lots more news to come.
And I have steel stairs, and I'm saying, ay, ay, ay. But I do it very slowly. I grab that thing because nobody cares if you set a speed record. The only thing I admired about Barack Hussein Obama, which was nothing actually, but the only thing is the way he bobbed down. Remember, he'd bob. Hey, you talk about unpresidential. He's bobbing, and I couldn't believe that he made it without at least a noticeable major fall. But Biden was the opposite. Biden couldn't even walk up the stairs. He fell 3 times walking up the. And the world watches that, and they don't like seeing it, although they actually do like seeing it because they say, what the hell is going on? Or when he fell at the Air Force Academy, right? And the general was standing there, could have caught him, but he didn't want to drop the paper that he's holding in his hand. So Biden went down for the count. Now, we have a country now that's respected, and we don't play games, and we have the greatest military, and it's so nice to see. It's so nice to see. And they want to get back in office for the midterms, and you can't let them. Did you see that they went to Munich, right? You saw that, right? You saw Gavin Newsom. He admitted that Gavin Newsom. So I think his career is over, okay?
That's why I did a
Let's get
video
off
on
the
it.
teleprompter
The last
for-
video.
Do you mind if I get off the teleprompter for a couple of minutes?
I just predicted this, guys.
Because this is,
Man.
you know, I have these great speech writers. I drive them crazy because half of the time I'm not. But Gavin Newsom, in an interview,
Uh-oh.
you have a doctor in the house, please? Doctor?
Here, I'll go back.
Get off the teleprompter.
Okay, you can. I'll rewind it for you guys, and we'll get off screen so you can see it. There's a lady right there with the short hair to the right of the lady with the black hat right here. I'll get out of your way.
You talk about unpresidential.
You see her right there, but on the right over here.
And I couldn't believe that he made it without at least a noticeable major fall. But Biden was the opposite.
She's looking
Biden
down.
couldn't even walk up the stairs.
She's leaning on
walking up the
front rail.
And the world watches that, and they don't like seeing it.
Oh, she's
although
going.
They actually do like seeing it because they say, "What the hell is going on?"
Go and pray for
or when
her.
he fell at the Air Force Academy, right? And the general was standing there, could have
Looking
caught him,
down.
but he didn't want to drop the paper that he's holding in his hand.
She's trying to
So
say
Biden went
something.
down
I got
for
to
the
get
count.
out of here.
Now, we have a country now that's respected, and we don't play games, and we have the greatest military.
She's going,
and
I'm dizzy.
It's so nice to see.
She says, hold on here, both hands. Just lean on it.
And they want to get back in office for the midterms, and you can't let them. Did you see that they went to Munich, right? You saw that, right? You saw Gavin Newsom. He admitted that Gavin Newsom. So I think his career is over, okay? Let's get off the teleprompter. Do you mind if I get off the teleprompter for a couple?
And she's out. And they just put her down. Okay.
This is, you know, I have these great speech.
They got that's the paramedics down there on her. They should just let her sleep there. She'll still hear the speech. Okay, I got more news to show you guys. We're going to stay on this, on Trump's speech here in Kentucky, where he's going to destroy Thomas Massie's career. Resuming shortly. I'm going to keep that feed open, but I'm going to jump over to another window real quick just to show you guys some of the other news that I have, and then we'll come back to this when I see it comes back on. Breaking: the FBI has warned police department in California that Iran wants to retaliate for American attacks by launching offensive drones against the West Coast. According to new alert by ABC News, they're threatening California, Iran is, with drones. So for the West Coast people that think, Trump's going to become their hero real quick. Here's FBI. Let me put this up a little bigger on screen here for you guys. FBI warned police departments in California within recent days that Iran may launch attack drones on West Coast targets, per ABC. This is why you have to dry up their whole uranium enrichment, guys. And I'm still watching the Trump feed down below. When they come back on the air, I'll bring the speech right back on where it left off. But this is the White House cut the feed until they get the lady off stage and make sure that medically she's okay. Iran intended to launch the drones from a vessel off the U.S. coast this is from an FBI memo, but Democrats have closed the Coast Guard along with much of the rest of the DHS. So we have no Coast Guard protecting California. We recently acquired information that as of early February 2026, Iran had a surprise attack using unmanned aerial vehicles from an unidentified vessel off the coast of the United States homeland. Now, I was out there in San Diego in January. We stayed in San Diego to train for the marathon. And I saw more destroyers, more ordnance out in the ocean than I've seen in my whole life. And I've been going to San Diego since 1983. Those oceans were packed, and we were following I follow them on my little monitor. All military aviation. That's why when I saw that Gerald Ford was heading over to Iran, I had a buddy that was on that ship, the Gerald R. Ford, and it vanished off the radar. They can make them vanish off the radar too. Specifically against unspecified targets in California, in the event that U.S. conducted strikes against Iran, the memo said. Okay, now you guys can guess in the chat, my LA people, especially my San Diego people, what coastal city would they attack first? It's going to be population dense. So it's going to be San Francisco, LA, Orange County, or San Diego. Which one do you think they would fire a drone into? We have no additional information on the timing, method, target, or alleged attack. Again, pray for our buddies in California. I know a lot of Christian patriots out there. This is one. This is one of the videos of a drone. You see that drone right there to the left of me? It's going to go on repeat. That's a little drone going into a building. That's what it would look like. You see that? So this is why I'm very serious about loving our military. It's a real world threat that we're under. This is not joking around. Can't jackass around with Thomas Massie. This is the U.S. didn't just outgun Iran's air defenses. It made them hallucinate. Hundreds of miniature decoy drones were launched to flood the Iranian radar screens. So here's a video of
strike force showed the world exactly why America has.
I'm going to show you this. How we made them see hallucinations. So they have all these defense missiles in Iran. And we launched, these are all of that little video there is all of our drones that flooded the skies. They launched all their missiles. First of all, gave away their location, also made them drop a bunch of munitions. And then our F-15 or F-16s could actually go in and bomb them. This is the kind of advanced tactics that we were setting up around Iran with Pete Hegseth. And I'll show you some news on Pete Hegseth too. Pete Hegseth goes to a church just north of Nashville here in Tennessee. It's Reformed Christian Evangelical Church. I got two buddies that go to that church. that come and hang out here, and they see Hegseth every once in a while. Here's another one, breaking massive non-nuclear explosion in Qom, Iran, just now. Just now. Qom isn't clerical cap, is Iran's clerical capital. Lots of speculation that the USA has used its 30,000 pound GBU 57AB massive ordnance penetrator, the MOP bomb, not the mother of all bomb, the Moab, the MOP bomb, which has rarely been used and can penetrate 200 feet into the earth. Look at that cloud. Holy moly. That just took out a mountain. And like I said, guys, when Trump's, there you go, it's back. Hold on.
That you have no tax on Social Security, 800,000 seniors, and they will end it. We got to win the midterms. We also made interest on auto loans tax deductible. First time that's ever happened, but I did put a little proviso. The car has to be made in America for you to get it. Our tax cuts are projected to raise incomes in the Commonwealth by $5,400, boost household take-home pay for you by nearly $10,000, and protect more than 84,000 Kentucky jobs at a minimum. And some of the jobs we're creating or protecting are right here at Verse Logistics. So let me call up your outstanding CEO, Paul. Come on up real fast, Paul.
Yeah, get up there, Paul.
Paul Verse. Come on up here, Paul. Let's go.
I'm going to try and find your comments.
Paul. They don't want to hear from you.
I'm going to put them on screen, your comments. So just give us good comments. I'll put them up.
I wish I could have gone before him, Mr. President. Thank you, President Trump.
Low energy.
Thank you for allowing me an opportunity to share our experiences, how your economic policies and the one big, beautiful bill have positively impacted our employees, company, and family.
Boo, Thomas Massie.
As mentioned in your earlier comments, the no tax on overtime will greatly benefit our employees, producing an average of $1,400 additional take-home pay per year per person.
Look at this spy in the chat. Liar in the chat.
With this amazing benefit, the savings they will realize can be used to take a family vacation, provide further education for their children, pay bills, or make a down payment on a house or car. Our family and companies have a mission of giving back to our communities. The savings from the lower tax rates and permanently full expensing of equipment will allow us to invest back in our local communities of supporting nonprofit organizations and providing educational scholarship money for students attending local high schools and colleges. Many of our Verse family owners and members who are with us today understands how vital the extension of the estate tax credit exemption is for the continuity and succession planning of our great family business. Our sweat and equity are tied to this building, many others, and our business. Without this extension, it is possible our thriving business would one day need to be sold to pay family estate taxes. President Trump, this is all possible because of your vision to make America great again.
No. There's an applause line. Make America.
On behalf of our family, company, and employees, we want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Northern Kentucky and the Cincinnati region. You are in the heart of Kentucky, home of bluegrass, faster horses, and the best damn bourbon in the world.
Amen. Sorry, I'm not supposed to know that, but yeah, I happen to know that. It's good.
You are in Trump country right now.
So therefore, Thomas Massie's going bye-bye.
If wrapping this up, if we can just take a pause, and I'm going to say a quick little prayer for President Trump, if I could.
Amen.
May God bless and keep you healthy and safe. And may God bless our beloved United States of America and everything it stands for. Thank you, President Trump.
Amen. I like short prayers. Short and truthful.
Thank you, Paul. Wow, he did a good job. You think that's easy to do? That's not easy. Oftentimes I'll say to the head of a company, please come up and say, no, I don't want to do it. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you for the prayer. Also with us today is Sammy Biddle, who works at the restaurant and bar in nearby Newport, Kentucky. Sammy makes over half of her income through tips. And now, thanks to the no tax on tips, her tax liability has been slashed by more than 50%. The average filer's tax refund this year has soared to nearly $4,000. You're saving $4,000, and Sammy's receiving even more, over $5,000. So Sammy's going to make over $5,000 more than anticipated, all because of the great big beautiful bill that the Republicans got passed, but with not one Democrat vote. They want to raise your taxes. They're going to raise your taxes. So Sammy, come on up for a second and say hello, Sammy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Sammy Biddle, and I am a general manager and bartender at a local distillery in Newport, Kentucky called Pensive Distilling. And like most servers and bartenders, a big portion of my annual salary comes from working double shifts and tips. A big dream of mine has always been to save up enough money to buy a nice piece of land and eventually build a home on that land. And this year, due to our president's no taxes on tips and overtime policy, I got more year-end taxes back than I ever have, which has helped me get that much closer to my American dream. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yep, working class girl. Good job.
That's pretty good, right? Thank you, Sammy. So millions and millions of Kentucky families have more money in their pockets thanks to what we did with respect to tax cuts. And I just described, but every single Democrat in Congress voted against it. Every single one, not one voted for it. They want tax increases, along with just one Republican voted against.
Oh.
You know what the name is?
Boo.
He is the worst person. His name is, what the hell? How did he ever end up in Kentucky? His name is Thomas Massie.
That's right. How did Kentucky, what happened?
How did he ever end up here, Paul? Anyway, no, Massie voted against tax cuts for seniors. He voted against tax cuts for overtime workers. And he voted against tax cuts for earners, tip earners. No, he wanted to increase the taxes. He voted with the Democrats. He voted against our historic funding for border security. He voted against border security, where we took the worst border in the history of our country, made it the best border in the history of our country in 2.5 months. He voted against it. And he voted against eligibility verification for welfare recipients. Nobody has to be eligible. Just pick up whatever you want. The people in this room don't like that. Thomas Massie also voted with the radical left Democrats in Congress to keep the federal government shut down during the open border crusade while our military went without pay. He voted for our military not to get that pay. And now Massie, he's the worst. And I don't say that. I never hit a guy like this. The guy's a boss. We call him Rand Paul Jr. He votes against everything. but at least I like Rand a little bit. Can't love a guy that votes. I got him elected twice.
You can tell he
So I
likes
didn't
Rand
endorse him.
Paul.
He was not going to get elected.
Even though he
Remember that? I came and I did a
knows
little
his
rally, and Rand votes against us all the time too. But at least he's okay. I wouldn't say the greatest. And now Thomas Massie is attacking a great Navy SEAL hero. This is a real hero, Ed Galrine, who's running against him in the primary. You know why? Because he's not doing right for our president. He didn't want to run for office. He's a hero. He's a farmer hero. He's a tremendous war hero, but he's a farmer right here. He's like central casting. I said, this is the guy I'm looking. I want to just give me somebody with a warm body to beat Massie. And I got somebody with a warm body, but a big, beautiful brain and a great patriot. He's unbelievable. And he did it because he said he's disrespecting our country. He votes against everything. And Ed became an independent a few years ago because he was so angry at the way the Republican Party was operating. And I don't disagree with him. Other people did too. But then Ed came back, and he came back strong because I got involved. And he came back stronger than he ever was. And now he's all the way, he's in this party and he's in it. And he said, I came back because of the strength and wisdom that Donald Trump displayed. And I appreciate that. That's a nice, I think I'm going to use him in an ad. I think I'll use that statement. I'm going to use that statement in an ad. Strength and wisdom. I put wisdom in quotes because I didn't say it, he did. But many people have joined and rejoined our party, but Massie did not because he only votes no. He just votes no. Doesn't matter. I could give him the best things in the history of a Republican voter, and he'd vote no. There's something wrong with him. It'll be interesting to see what he does with the Save America Act, which is very simply, I think he has to vote for it, but he's a nut job, so you never know.
Yep.
All voters must show voter ID. 98%. That's 98%. All voters must show a little thing called proof of citizenship in order to vote. Right? Right, Paul? Paul agrees. No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. You're away. You can't get there. We'll be generous. And then I added two things. We call them best of. You know what they are? Best of Trump. These are the best of. No men in women's sports.
True.
99%. That's 99. And no transgender mutilization surgery for our children.
Amen. Big thank you to our moderators. Thanks, guys.
That's it. And I think we're going to get it approved in the House. And I hear the Senate has a hard time. How can you have a hard time with that? How can you have a hard time? But
Rand Paul
Massie wants to vote no, but on this one, he may be forced. I mean, how can you do it? So I just want to say this. Thomas Massie is a disaster for our party. He comes from a state that I won by a landslide, got the highest vote in the history of your Commonwealth, the highest vote. I got the highest vote. That means the people like me, and I love them. I love them. I love them more than they love me, but I still got the highest. Remember with your mother, I love you more than you love me. We revert back to childhood. But Massie's a complete and total disaster as a congressman and frankly, as a human being. You know, he's got one thing going. He went to a good college, but I know a lot of stupid people that went to a good college. And my uncle was the longest serving professor in the history of that particular college, university, MIT. 41 years. My uncle was there 41 years.
Massie
that means
was
I
a
have
genius.
much better blood if you go by that. But I went to the hardest college of all to get into, the Wharton School of Finance. That means I'm real smart. You got to get rid of this loser. This guy is bad. He's disloyal to the Republican Party. He's disloyal to the people of Kentucky. And most importantly, he is disloyal to the United States of America. And he's got to be voted out of office as soon as possible. On the other hand, Ed Galron has my complete and total endorsement. He's a true American hero, and he's a great patriot, and he's doing it because he saw what this guy was doing to our country, and he said, I'm going to run. He's now a farmer, successful farmer, and I can tell you, he's strong as hell. He shook my hand. My hand is still recovering. Sir, I'd like to shake your hand. Absolutely. Holy mackerel. I didn't tell him that, you know. I'm telling him now officially. Ed, would you come up for a minute, please?
Yeah, get him up here. Okay, this is my first look at Ed Galrain.
Mr. President, welcome to Kentucky and thanks for coming to the heartland. Because you are loved and admired here for your courageous leadership of our great nation at such a critical time in history. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. This is the land of we the people right here. I want to thank you for your endorsement because once you did that, my support skyrocketed. So I look forward to serving to the people as their representative of Kentucky District 4. Because as you folks know, you deserve an authentic, true Republican conservative that stands shoulder to shoulder with our president and the Republican Party and against the Democrats who are trying to destroy our nation.
Fact. Good enough. That's already more than Massie right there. Done.
USA, USA, USA.
He's trying.
So,
Roman
Mr. President, I will stand with you and the party to put America first and Kentucky always.
I'm sending this guy money. If Trump endorses him that hard, I'm in.
Mr. President, I hope the fake news gets this. Tom Massie stands with the ladies of The View. Tom Massie stands with the ladies of The View. Mr. President, we stand with you. Fight, fight, fight! USA! USA!
He doesn't need charisma, guys. That's it. You look at Trump. The pew.
I'm telling you, that is the greatest candidate. You know, I've done this before, not quite as violently and miserably as this one, but I just can't stand this guy. But I've had some candidates that weren't great. They'd get up, they wouldn't talk well. And I'm trying to beat like an incumbent bad congressman, senator, somebody. I do it all the time. If somebody's bad, I try and get him out of office. I should just leave it alone. My life would be a lot easier.
That's true.
But I have usually candidates that don't have what it takes. This guy is unbelievable. He is central casting. Just elect him. You're going to have no problems with him. Thank you. And thank you.
Navy SEAL.
Unbelievable.
That's all.
That's great.
And he'll govern
Good
better
man.
than
With us today are some of the amazing warriors who, unlike Massie, stood up for the working people of this Commonwealth. This great group of people, the people that built the nation, including a wonderful man who's been with me all the way, Congressman Andy Barr. All the way. He's a good guy and a warrior. Also with us is a senator who came from really behind. He really didn't have a good chance of winning. The guy was a longtime senator, Democrat he's terrible. He's running again. He's terrible. was a terrible radical left lunatic. But Bernie Moreno did some job on him, and he won the race, and it was amazing. Bernie, congratulations. And thanks as well to CMS administrator. You just saw him working. Dr. Mehmet Oz. He was just working.
He's doing great. And I didn't like Mehmet Oz either when I first heard.
Thank you, Dr. Oz.
He's doing great.
Director of the Center for Medicare, who's an incredible guy, helped us so much with the reduction in drug prices that you got, the biggest reduction in history. Chris Klump.
And call my sponsor, Chapter.
Your state attorney general, Russell Coleman. Russell.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Russell. Good job. A wonderful Secretary of State. We have a good one in Washington, too. Marco. Do we like Marco? I think
Yes. Oh, man, he's going up, and the stock value of Marco's going up.
Your Secretary of State, Michael Adams. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. State Auditor, Allison Ball.
Massey's going to be
Thank you.
president.
These are great people, and I've gotten to know them over the years. They are just incredible people. State Treasurer, Mark Metcalf. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Great job. Your former Kentucky Attorney General, Daniel Cameron. Daniel, thank you. Thank you, Daniel.
Oh, that's the feed from the White House. That could be. Oh, we're going. We're back.
And Chairman and CEO of Morris Industries, a good man,
Mars Bars?
Nate Morris.
Mars Bars?
Nate, thank you.
Is that the candy of Mars?
Now, also with us is a local legend who did quite well suing the Washington Post and various and sundry others. Where's Nick Sandman? Where's Nick? Come here, come on. Hurry up, Nick. He's a young guy. He can get up here. Guy walked away with a lot of money. They did a number on him. He said, we're not going to take it anymore. I love these guys.
We covered that back when
Wow.
way back when it happened.
Become a big celebrity, too. Nick, say a couple of words, Nick. We love Nick.
This is back in the Kerry Lake days.
Well, thank you. And as I just said, really, the only thing I can say is, Mr. President, thank you. Thank you, and thank you to all of you, because it's us together which can beat the radical left. So thank you. We will always stand with you.
Amen. Good man. See, I'd reach out and give Trump a big hug. I'd make him hug me.
I watched that whole thing unfold, Nick, and I said, that guy is getting scammed. And you know what? He scammed them, because what he did was pretty amazing.
He
Him and his
scammed them.
group of friends. He had good, loyal friends, Nick, and that's great. I loved it. I loved watching what he did. And another one who's, this guy is a piece of work. He a very tough cookie. But instead of fighting like a guy his own size, he fights a guy who's like 70 pounds bigger, who won, he's like a two-time Olympian champion. He's this massive guy. And my friend is a guy named Jake Paul. And I said, and I'm watching, I didn't realize there was a slight size variance, like about 7 inches and about 70 pounds. This guy fought like, I tell you what, he is courageous. He's an incredible guy. He's got a brand new, beautiful fiance, and you're not allowed to use the word beautiful when describing women anymore. It's the end of your political career, but I'll say it anyway. What the hell? She's beautiful. She just won the Olympic gold medal. Where's she? Where's Utah? She gold medalist. Boy, I tell you, she's strong. That means she's strong. You better be careful. She's a beautiful person, and she's a big, strong athlete. I watched her win that gold, and They have an expression, if that were a fight, they'd stop it, right? She's great. But Jake Paul is a great guy. And,
Well-
part of the deal is he said, do you mind if I do an interview with you? I said, Jake, I'm the president of the United States. I don't do interviews. Look at Joe Biden. He went 2.5 years without doing an interview because he was shot. But he was shot 30 years ago, too. He was no good. But I said, Jake, I'm president. How can I do your local podcast? But his local podcast is big stuff. And he's big stuff. Jake, you got to come up. Come here. Come on.
Jake Paul. Oh, no. He's the one that did
This
that
guy has guts.
fake fight.
And he walked out with a broken jaw. Anyway, this
Yeah, I
was
saw
not the
that one.
greatest fight. But you know what it showed? Lots of courage. Come here, Jake. Say it.
There was a fake fight with Mike Tyson on Netflix. That was bogus.
Yeah, what Mr. Trump has taught me is courage. You know, we never back down from a fight, even if they're much bigger than you, much, much bigger than you. And I feel all the local Kentuckians feel the same way. You guys have that fight. You guys have that swag. There's a lot of young kids in here. The future of America. I grew up just a few hours away from here, and my dad taught me to fight. And all of our voices matter in America. And I'm never afraid to speak the truth. And I know you
Amen.
guys aren't. We are here representing the United States. And it's just a blessing. Thank you, Mr. Trump. We need more factories like this thriving all over the country. And I know he's going to be the one to bring that here to us. I know God is with us.
Amen.
I know he wants us on the right side of history.
They all take
And
that.
everyone here has to do their part. And God's got us. Trump's got us.
I'll take
God
that.
bless. Love you, Kentucky.
I have no disagreement with his words. He's a scam artist on the fighting ring, but he is, that's a good man. And I back those words up. I'm with him.
No, he's a great guy. He's a courageous guy and a talented guy. He's a hell of a fighter, too, by the way. And I just want to say, I'm going to make a prediction that you will be, in the not too distant future, running for political office.
Oh, my.
And you have my complete and total endorsement, okay? Yeah, that's what we
No.
want. He's an incredible guy.
Trump,
Lot of
no.
courage, smarts. So in 4 long years, Joe Biden and the radical Democrats in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country, driving up prices all across the board. They left us a mess. In 12 months, my administration has driven down core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months, inflation was less than 1.7%. Under our policies, prices for chicken, eggs, cheese, butter, potatoes, and fresh fruit are lower today by a lot than when I took office. Hotel rates, automobile prices, and rent payments are way down as well. As a result of my direction to purchase $200 billion in mortgage bonds, a risky move, perhaps, but not for me. Mortgage rates are now the lowest in more than 5 years, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000.
Thank you. I hope my mortgage, that shows up on my mortgage. Getting a little glitch.
For American Dream, I recently signed an executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up single-family homes. Under my most favored nation agreements for drug prices, we're also slashing drug prices at record levels with price differences of 400, 500, 600, and even 700%. Can you believe it? And I got that with the drug companies, and then I had to convince foreign nations that it's not fair. And I used the word tariff, the beautiful word. I always said one of my most favorite, most beautiful words. I used to say it's my favorite word, most beautiful word, and the fake news killed me. They said, what about your wife? What about God? What about religion? What about your children? I said, okay, it's my 5th favorite word. Now I don't get in trouble. No, they actually went after. I said, it's my favorite word in the dictionary, the word tariff. And they killed me. These guys are the worst. For decades, Americans have paid the highest drug costs in the world. But now, thanks to our policies, Americans are going to be paying the lowest drug prices paid anywhere in the world. And these incredible price reductions are available right now at and I did not name this. This was done by Dr. Oz and Bobby. Where's Oz? He's back with the patient. See, he stays with the patient.
Melania is an incredible first lady. I haven't done
Oz,
I haven't done a
Is it
video
true
on
that
her
I
in a
did
while.
not name this after myself?
Got to get on that.
Okay, thank you.
Cover her Netflix.
He said, no,
birthday.
he'd be out of here. No, he's done a great job. And is she okay, Oz? Good. Thank you. Great job.
Dr.
Yeah.
Oz looked at the lady that passed out. That's awesome. You had a doctor, celebrity doctor, heart doctor.
So it's available right now, these really low prices, TrumpRx.gov. TrumpRx, and people are using it in record numbers. He named it, I didn't name it. I'm not sure I want my name on drug. Well, drug reduction is probably good, right? Prices ever go up, I'm going to say, get my name off there. But they're not going to go up. They're only going to go down. Other presidents tried to do it, but all they did was talk. It was all talk, no action. I got it done. I got it done for you. Got it done for Kentucky. But it's doing record type business, right? Biggest price reduction. I think it's one of the biggest things to happen in medicine because the prices are just a tiny fraction of what they were. So Trump RX is a major step toward a larger goal of reducing the cost of health care for hardworking Americans since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act. You know what that is? I love the name. The Unaffordable Care Act. Oh,
Ruined
do the
medicine.
Democrats hate me? I wonder who hates me more, stupid Tom Massie or the Democrats?
Same thing. They're the same thing, Trump.
I think it's close. Well, they have Trump derangement syndrome. If we won that war, which we have basically done, if we won that war in one day, he should have done it faster. It's unacceptable. And by the way, if I didn't go in, now they like to complain. It's hard for them to complain with that military. It's so incredible. But they like to complain. So let's assume I didn't go in. I was like every other
They'd have a
president.
nuke
Oh
by
no,
now.
let them kill people.
might
Let
have had
them
a
get
nuke.
an atomic weapon. Let them get a nuclear weapon that can destroy the world. So let's assume I didn't go in. They'd say, he should be going in. These are the worst people. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, named after Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? Big insurance companies have gotten rich with our government giving them hundreds of billions of dollars as their stock prices soared up to 1,700%. Under my plan, I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give the money directly to the people so that they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a lower cost, Dr. Oz. Okay? Billions, trillions of dollars a year, literally trillions, go to insurance companies and you get rotten health care. Obamacare is a loser. It was meant for the insurance companies, and the insurance companies totally control the Democrats, not the Republicans. Just over 1 year ago, we inherited a mess, a floundering economy, wide open borders, the worst inflation ever, crime, chaos everywhere. Today, just a short time later, look, we've been there for 1 year. We have the most secure border in U.S. history. The flow of fentanyl across our border is down by 59%. You get it better. The murder rate just saw its single largest drop ever recorded, the lowest in 125 years. Before my father, Fred, was born, before he was born. And that's despite the fact that we have a lot of people that shouldn't have been allowed in here that are murderers. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising. The economy is roaring back. And America is respected again, perhaps respected like never before. Every single day of my administration, with the help of the great people of Kentucky, yeah, I love Kentucky. We will keep on working, and we will fight, and we will win, win. And together, we will make America powerful again, front row Joe. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again.
Yay.
We will make America strong again, strong. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Kentucky. Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Point. Da, da, da. I cannot play that song without a YouTube strike. Hey. Okay, well, I got a ton more news, guys. So you're in luck. I got you guys here. There's 1,700 of you. Give us a thumbs up. Let's go. This is what I prepped on the show before Trump was speaking. And some of you guys, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this one was just Abby Johnson over at CNN. I'm sorry, Abby Phillip getting plastered here.
I can't speak for Mike Johnson, but I would say we've had 2 terrorist attacks here in the last 10 days.
What does that have to do with Muslims?
So can we condemn those? Why are we?
Of course. What does that have to do with Muslims?
What does that have to do with Muslims?
There is a radical strain of Islam that's led to these terrorist attacks.
There are
obviously the vast majority of Muslims are
people
peaceful.
with terroristic ideologies here and all around the world. What does that have to do with whether Muslims belong in American society as a group?
Yeah, and let's be clear.
I'd like to hear the answer.
I'm talking about what Mike Johnson was saying.
That's what I'm talking about.
Look at Ana Navarro. Look at that smug witch. This is such BS. The way these people act. First of all, this whole table surrounded. This is like 7-on-1. This pretty girl here is 1. Moynihan or whatever her name is. 7-on-1. She said, we just had 2 terrorist attacks in New York. We believe they're Muslim. And she goes, what does that have to do with Islam? What does that have to do? It doesn't have anything to do with it. But if there was ever what about J6ers? It's like if you're not allowed to bring up motive, like Islam being a source of terror, if you can't bring up that source, how can you go after Trump for being the source of the J6ers' alleged insurrection and act of terrorism on the Capitol? See what I mean? They'll go play detective on if you're a pro-lifer and you did anything violent. I mean, they'd let you know. If you're a white shooter or a white person of violence, man, they're on top of it. If it's a black person of violence or a woman or a minority or a gay trans shooter, suddenly it's like, what's that have to do with it? That does not do with it. You can't go after their source. So I just want to say, we're either going to talk about the source, the motive, the political ideology, the sex, the gender, the race, or when a white person does it also, we're not going to bring up the race and the gender and the sex and the religion.
Talking about what he
But
didn't
you haven't
say.
read his full quote. He said,
what I'm talking about is what he
on
didn't
Islamic
say.
extremism without compromising our commitment to religious liberty. He was chiding those 2 members of Congress. And by the way, as a Republican,
Was he?
I believe that the same. I believe that the same amendment.
There are strong language.
The same
that's being
amendment
thrown around.
that gives
Is it
those 2
strong
members of
language or
Congress.
is it bigotry, Joe?
The same amendment that gives those 2 members of Congress the right to say things that are offensive, that I find actually offensive as well, is the same amendment that permits Muslim people to be here proudly and
Nobody
practice their
said
faith.
that Mike.
That's right. So they shouldn't be abominable assault. I'm with them. Oh man. So just to prove my case, not all Democrats are violent extremists, but all violent extremists are Democrats. Breaking update, Sarasota woman was found guilty in federal court of making TikTok videos calling for Donald Trump supporters to be shot on sight. Desiree Doreen Sigari, 41, was convicted of interstate communication of a threat to injure. On a video, she said, if we all get our guns and use our Second Amendment right, and you see somebody with a MAGA hat, pew, pew, that's what we do. That's the way. That's the only way. She faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. Her sentencing hearing is scheduled May 5th, and we will cover that for you on this channel. If you're a subscriber, just a reminder, it's free. Click that subscribe, ring that bell. You guys have been leaving a comment. I've got the greatest chat, guys. And as you know, on my channel, I try and show your chat while we're like, I'm going to play the video of this gal on the right. She's this is my beef. This is why I would never say, well, she's just a Democrat. Look at the way she talks. She's a complete psycho. Watch this.
Okay, guys. So I would like to start a new movement.
Yeah, you're
called
crazy.
MAGA, because people like that respond to fear.
I think there's like 16 demons in her. She's like Sybil. Remember that movie Sybil, the girl with like 8 personalities? She's already done like 15 different faces, different facial expressions. These people are psycho. Hey, by the way, thank you to Jury Rigged for the 2 super chats there. $200. I'm taking Miss Tenaple out. Got to take her out for something nice. The marathon runner, my fellow marathon runner. Breaking. A massive attack just hit the main data center of Bank SEPA, Iran's largest bank, last night. Okay, this is I believe this is an Israel hit, but I don't know if it's us or U.S. forces. Why does this matter? Because this is the exact bank that pays the salaries of the Iranian regime's thugs and military forces. So let's take a look at this. That is what's left of the building. They got to blow it up now. So this is just shows how we are tactically taking out their financial infrastructure in Iran with the bad guys. Now here is a Republican. I don't know about this one. Look, this is Senator John Hoeven. As the president has said repeatedly, Operation Epic Fury will be limited to weeks, not months. So we should expect oil spikes to be short-lived. I don't know about that.
Discuss the pivotal time for American energy security in light of the Iranian regime's continued actions to undermine the stability of global energy markets.
John Hoeven, Republican, North Dakota. I don't know how long this thing's going to last. No one does. Everyone keeps going, but the Constitution says you can't go to war for more than 60 days without Congress, What I told a friend today is I go, you know what? When they shot Trump in the ear, aiming for his head, he officially got up and said, I don't care what you people think anymore. That's the message he got, loud and clear. So now, and when they did the 134 felonies and all these different lawsuits on him and the warfare and tried to cheat at all the elections, when he became president, he just goes, you know what? I'm going to, we're bombing Iran, just the Islamic evil regime to free the people. And I don't care what Congress thinks. Now, people might say, hey, that's not being a constitutionalist. Rand Paul, Thomas Massie, hey, that's not in the Constitution. Trump's like, I don't care. I almost died, and now I'm going to do what it takes to save America, and I don't care. Throw me in jail, fire me, impeach me, do it all again, guys. I don't care. He's like, he does not have an obligation to have manners anymore. Speaking of bad manners, here's Muslims living in Minnesota have been entering Christian churches to chant in Arabic. Antichrist. This guy's in a church. Now just to imagine, what if I did that in a mosque? I'm going to go in a mosque and sing. You guys can tell me what hymns. Give me the hymns. Up from the grave he arose, Or on a hill far away stood an old rugged cross. I'm going to sing all the greats. Let us have a little talk with Jesus, and we'll tell him all about our troubles. He will hear your faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. So when you hear a little prayer wheel turning, and you know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. I'm going to sing that in a mosque. I was just at the Dome on the Rock in Israel. I'm going to go walk in the front door and sing, "A mighty fortress is our God." Yeah, and watch what happens. I'd be beheaded in like 6 seconds. Here's Yamaha Motor Corporation. USA is moving its headquarters to Georgia beginning later this year. The company had operated in Southern California since 1980. Look at Gavin Newsom. They did a video superimposing him over Yamaha because he's chasing all these businesses out of California because he's a fraud. But wait, I got the bonus. That's the shot. This is the chaser. Fleeing for Florida, Starbucks founder Howard Schultz announces he's leaving the longtime home of Seattle and moving to Florida. Starbucks started in Seattle. He's moving to Florida as Washington state Democrats slam business owners with a brand new income tax. Now, what bugs me is this schmo, Howard Schultz, has only given money for like 40 years to Democrat candidates, state, local, doesn't matter, president. So all of the fraud, all of the politicians in his state that made the taxes so bad that he's going to leave and wisely, smartly go to Florida. This is what Democrats do. They destroy a state, and then afterwards they go, well, I'm not going to stay and fix it. I'm out of here. He could take his money and fund a bunch of Republicans. He could fund the Ron DeSantis of Seattle. What a fraud. All of them. This is what Democrats do. They do not take responsibility for what they do. Breaking. President Trump addresses Thomas Massie's smear campaign against Ed Galrain, who he is painting as a never-Trumper, calls Thomas Massie a misfit and the worst congressman ever. This is Trump's quote. The Republican Party's worst congressmember, Thomas Massie, is attacking the great Navy SEAL hero, Ed Galrain, who is running against him in the primary. Now, Trump has made fun of all kinds of military people, John McCain, whatever. So it's not above Trump to make fun of him. So why is he acting like he's some big military hero now with Ed Galrain? Do you know why? Because it's good politics. He does not care. He doesn't have to play by the rules. He's like, they shot me in the air, and I'm going to take Thomas Massie out. His campaign is done. I'm supporting this Galrain guy because Thomas Massie thinks he can vote against every single thing that Trump brings up and still thinks he's MAGA. He and Marjorie Taylor Greene, Rand Paul, they're still trying to make the case that they're make America great again. You're not. You're put Democrats in office in again is what you are. You're going to get Democrats elected. The fact is, many people do that. But so this is Thomas Massie claimed Ed Galrain, dissed Trump back in the day, left the Republican Party. And Trump, this again just goes to show that he doesn't care. Trump goes, the fact is many people did that, but Ed still supported me and strongly, which is more than Massie ever did or does. Ed came back into the into the Republican Party after he saw the strength and wisdom that I displayed. Many people have joined and rejoined. By the way, I'll remind you all, J.D. Vance did. That's in the last video, if you guys watch it. J.D. Vance came back after saying Trump was unfit for office. Trump picked him to be his vice president, our party, but Massie did not because he only votes no. It'll be interesting to see what he does with the Save America Act, and then he goes over the major points. So that was the official statement. There's Trump holding a MAGA hat with Ed Galrain, Navy SEAL. But now this is going to go dark. I hate to go dark on you guys, but this is Alexander Dugan. I've been hinting at this earlier, but all the information's coming out now on Thomas Massie. This Dugan guy is like a borderline Satanist that he follows and reads, quotes Aleister Crowley. He says of Thomas Massie, this is a real hero who courageously exposed the satanic cannibal pedophile gang, aka globalist, deep state, one world order, liberal elites, Christian Zionists, or collective West. All the rest are either cowards or complicit. So you guys can see some of these cult members in the chat. You saw them showing up on the show. We let them float around. But if you spam the chat, we'll kick you out. And if you call my audience pedo protectors than they have, you're instantly banned. Okay, so you can say whatever about politicians. You don't say that about my audience, or you're gone. All the rest are either cowards or complicit. Glory to this man. Glory to this man. What about glory to God? This is a god to Alexander Dugin. And by the way, the psychopath, Tucker Carlson had him on too. Shame on all others. And there's Thomas Massie. By the way, a quick note on Thomas Massie. Do you know he's a master craftsman? All these bricks behind him on this fireplace, he hand chiseled. Thomas Massie. Serious. He built his own house with his own two hands. So I got a lot of respect for him as a craftsman. But as a Republican, get out. Get out. Goodbye. Never want to see you again. I would primary anyone against you. But wait, it gets better, guys. Thomas Massie, Ro Khanna, Chris Murphy, Rand Paul, and others sold out the country for the NIAC. What's the NIAC? The DC-based Iran lobby for the Islamist regime. Here's Ro Khanna reading his script after NIAC gave him an award.
Hi, I'm so honored to be receiving this award, and I look forward to continuing to work together to build a more just foreign policy, to have restraint in our endless wars.
He's trying to stop the war, which the Iran radical regime wants. And there he is sitting right next to Thomas Massie, his buddy, Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie. Massie got to go. But wait, there's more. This is a detail none of the other shows are going to show you. No offense, but I pick up details in the news. President Trump, this is, now, as you guys know, he's on his way to Ohio and Kentucky. This is him going to the speech that we just now watched together, right? I just love this. So these are the Marine detail that are with them all the time. And my son, Johnny, is in boot camp right now. Watch Trump. He gives the Marine on the left a Trump challenge coin. Challenge coins are what we get. Where are my challenge coins at? I got a ton of them. Where do I put them? Anyways, they're behind my desk somewhere. I keep them on my desk at all times. But a challenge coin is like a very special honor to get. And Trump watch him palm it. He's going to give it to the guy on the left after he shakes his hand. Thank you. There you go. The other guy didn't get one. I'm going to watch it again. Let me get down here. Salute. Give him a challenge coin. Handshake. The other guy, you get nothing. I just think that's an executive move. It's like tipping a guy. Very kind, very patriotic, very honorable. Okay, this is what I mean by we're getting even. This is the darkest, and then we'll pull back out of it, okay? This is Lauren Boebert on the research that Fauci did on aborted fetuses.
Implant aborted baby parts into lab animals. Have you heard of that sort of research?
Yeah, we did an analysis a few years ago showing that over 90% of experiments with using human fetal tissue and putting them involved animals were funded by Fauci's NIAID.
Do you know where they're getting the aborted human fetal tissue?
A lot of it is happening at colleges and universities that have affiliated hospitals that perform that procedure.
Madam Chair, I think we need to look into that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's sick. Aborted baby parts. This is why, when I find someone at my church who goes, oh, I can't vote for Trump, I voted Democrat. I'm all, you're voting to put aborted baby parts into animal experiments. That's what your party stands for. That's what you're all about. You know what I mean? Disgusting. The other thing is, remember, I'm a patriot. I love my country. And I'm also aware that my country allows for inhuman evil. That is, it is legal to do that procedure, allegedly. So suddenly someone goes, oh, Doug, Trump is giving to Israel. And even though Trump, is so evil that he had the gay Scott Bessent in his cabinet, and you still voted for him. I'm like, dude, the amount of evil that goes on in this country, if God ever did choose to come back and judge us, if you think all he'd do is give us a Biden for president, you have no idea. God is holding back his hand in great mercy that he doesn't completely destroy us all, including me, because that happens on my watch. So God is gracious, holding back his hand. Yes, there's human evil, okay? And no, Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's not when Trump decides to spend money giving someone a refund check on tariffs. He's going like, I didn't vote to help Israel. I'm like, lady, there's human evil that you wouldn't believe going on. The idea that you draw the line here. Trump said, grab a woman by the hoo-hoo. I can't vote for Trump. I'm like, well, you just voted for the other party that puts aborted fetus parts in experiments on animals. So the only question then is, when you vote, who's going to win? Who will win and who will help America? Who will help put America back on track? It will be Trump. But look, I found a good Democrat. You guys heard of this lady yet? I love her. Love her. The only good Democrat's an ex-Democrat. That needs to be another t-shirt, guys. We got to do some t-shirts here. I got to spin up and never put an X next to a Democrat. Breaking. Rep. Karen Whitsett, Democrat, announces she won't seek re-election, saying the Democrat Party does not align with Christian values. Woman of God can't stand her party anymore because the Democrat Party is satanic. Fact. In the end, she said, yeah, there you go. Pam Bondi is a MAGA warrior. That's true. Anyone who says different is lying to you. In the end, I have to answer to God, she says, it's impossible to be a faithful follower of Jesus Christ while remaining a member of the Democrat Party as it exists today. I have compromised my relationship with Jesus for too long. Guys, God bless this woman, Rep. Karen. Just say a prayer for Karen. May God heap his blessings and prosperity and forgiveness on you. May he make his face to shine upon you. Rep. Karen Whitsett, Democrat. She says what most American pastors won't say. Your pastor won't say this, guys. Your pastor won't stand up there and say, you can't be a Christian and a Democrat. She just said it. Better than most pastors. Trump called out John Thune. Here he is with Caroline Leavitt. Let's check this one out.
Is Senator Thune listening to you when you say you want to pass the Save America Act? He says there aren't the votes to do it right now. What's your response? Well, he's got to be a leader. You know, if he's a leader, he's got to get him. It's the most popular bill I've ever seen put before Congress. And it's voter ID and it's voter. You have to be able to be a citizen to vote. It's called citizenship. And we're also adding in no men playing in women's sports, no transgender mutilization.
I most just want to show that. Be a leader, Thune. He says, well, you got to be a leader. Got to be a leader. Hold on. There's more. We talked about Doc Oz earlier. A few months ago, Dr. Oz posted a video about the hospice fraud along Van Nuys Boulevard in Los Angeles. We should say, instead of Van Nuys, we go Van Nuys, very nice. Van Nuys Boulevard in Los Angeles. Newsom filed a civil rights complaint against Oz for basest and racist allegations. That was when Dr. Oz went to a hospice, announced hospice fraud. Rampant in California. Gavin Newsom's going to get investigated, guys. Mark my words. Here's, we haven't heard from Senator Tim Scott in a while. He's a gentle soul. I like him. Here he is supporting the Save America Act.
I think the talking filibuster would actually improve comity in our chamber and require us to be present. That might pull some Democrats off the sidelines and get them to vote for this bill. Because at the end of the day, this is about voter integrity, and every demographic in the country, Joe, supports it. Why not do common sense, make America proud?
Yeah, make America proud. Democrats support it. Wait, there's more. This is a post from Elon Musk. This actually happened. What actually happened? Oh, Congress voted to protect their sexual harassment records, but not America's elections, and it says it all. Remember that? Congress voted to not release their sexual harassment records. It won, and they can't pass the Save America Act. Here's, I don't know if I can read all this because this is just insane. Again, darkness. South Carolina State Rep Gilda Cobb Hunter just called Moms for Liberty a terrorist organization.
TA or some Moms for Liberty, please. They are a terrorist group.
They're a terrorist group. That's because Moms for Liberty were trying to remove pornography from schools. This is the Democrat Party, guys, the anti-Christian party. She called. Now, I hung out with the Moms for Liberty here in Nashville at an event, or Franklin, with Matt Walsh when we were watching the What is a Woman movie. And the Moms of Liberty, nicest, kindest patriots you ever met. They're like the Charlie Kirk moms kind of thing. This lady calls them a terrorist group. Meanwhile, the Democrat Party, her party, she will not call the Islamic regime a terrorist regime. What's wrong with these people? Okay, look, it's me running a marathon. Whoops, how'd that picture get there? Look, I got the pictures back. Okay, we're going to wrap the show up. I got to go to Lenten Tide. We got to go to church tonight, sing praises, do some memory verses with my church, have a meal together. My wife, daughter will be there. We're going to sing praises, some of those great songs. We are going to, Massie is done. I hope a lot of money is raised for Ed Galrain. And we got to do our work and make sure that Massie gets the message and vote against him. All my Kentucky people, do not put an X next to a Democrat, and that means automatically do not put an X next to Thomas Massie, because he is a Democrat. Talk about a rhino. Votes against Trump on everything. That guy's no good. Ain't gonna work. Get him out of office. Got to go. Trump took a bullet. Massie took a bribe from radical Iranian regime. $7,000 from 4 family members, one of them first name Muhammad. There you go. Okay, here's one last super chat saying goodbye. I'm about an hour behind watching you, but I think Iran strikes Southern California, they'll hit Long Beach. The harbor would be very, that's very good. Harbor, there's a lot of military going in and out of there, guys. All right, subscribe. It's free. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for the very active chat. You guys really help this show go fast. Of course, my audience are only sober, good, hardcore patriots. We pray for America. We love our family, guard and protect our family. We pray for our military. We work hard. We do a work ethic. We work hard with our hands. I'm Doug, in exile. Thanks for watching.